She was standing in the backyard, the rake almost taller than her, dragging leaves into a crooked pile. Her gloves hung loose on her small wrists. Her cheeks were red from the cold. Inside, I heard laughter, wrapping paper tearing, voices shouting children's names, not hers. I froze at the threshold. The sight hit harder than any blow. Her cousins were opening presents beneath the tree. A warm glow spilled across their faces, ribbons curling in their hair. My daughter, my only child, was outside in the frost, raking like some worker they had borrowed for the season. I walked to her. She didn't complain, didn't look at me with anger, just acceptance. That cut deeper than anything. "Daddy," she whispered. I took the rake from her hands, cold metal, her fingers trembling. She looked relieved but also afraid, as though she thought I'd scold her for not finishing fast enough. Inside, her grandmother's voice rose, sharp and careless. "She needs to learn responsibility." I didn't answer. I packed her bag. Silent, every movement deliberate, calculated, like preparing a weapon. We left. No words, no scene. Later, my phone filled with missed calls. 64 of them. They always insisted they loved her, that they treated her as their own. But love doesn't look like punishment disguised as lessons. Love doesn't exile a child to the cold while others unwrap joy. The more I replayed it, the more the small cracks surfaced. Their offhand remarks, their subtle corrections. "She's sensitive, she cries too much, she needs discipline." I had believed them, I had let them, because I wanted my daughter to have grandparents, to feel the kind of family bond I thought mattered. I had turned a blind eye, excused things that whispered wrongness. But that day, her thin shoulders bent over a rake while laughter rang from the house, I saw the truth without filter. She wasn't their grandchild, not to them. She was different, an outsider they could mold, diminish, control. And I let it happen. I started watching, quietly. Patterns emerged. They bought gifts for the cousins, expensive ones. My daughter's presents, when they remembered, were practical. Socks, books too old for her age. Items chosen not with love, but obligation. At family dinners, her plate was always lighter. She was always the one asked to clear the table, the one told to let the others go first. Phone records showed the cousins getting nightly calls from grandma, bedtime stories over the phone. My daughter? Once a month, maybe. The evidence mounted like stones stacked on my chest. I never confronted them. I smiled during visits, watched from the edges, took notes in silence. Every detail was fuel. Every omission, every slight, a spark on dry wood. I tested my daughter gently, asking her questions in ways that wouldn't burden her. "Do you like visiting?" "They make me work sometimes," she said softly, "but I don't mind." That last part, the way she excused them, that was the betrayal. They hadn't just treated her unfairly, they had convinced her to accept it. The breaking point came on Christmas Day. Another relative slipped, too much wine loosening the tongue. "She's not really theirs, you know. Not blood. They'll never see her the same way." It was said casually, carelessly, but the words locked everything in place. I didn't need DNA tests. I didn't need more evidence. I had seen enough, heard enough, felt enough. That night, when they called again, call 65, I answered. I didn't yell, I didn't accuse. "Why was she outside?" I asked. Calm, measured, a pause, shuffling. "She needs to learn." I ended the call. Their voices couldn't touch me anymore. I chose silence as the blade. I didn't argue, didn't explain. Instead, I sent photos. My daughter, smiling at home, surrounded by warmth, new toys, a cake we baked together, her hand in mine, safe, secure. Each photo a reminder of what they had lost. They called again. Messages poured in, frantic now, pleading, "She's family, you can't cut us out. She'll hate you when she's older." I let the messages sit unanswered. Let them hear the silence echo back. Because the truth was heavier than any accusation. They weren't family, not to her, not anymore. I watch her sleep now, her small breaths steady, her face soft against the pillow. There's no rake in her hands, no frost on her cheeks, just peace. They'll keep calling, keep begging, but I won't answer. I've seen the truth. They never deserved her, and I will never let her stand outside in the cold again. Silence is my revenge. Absence, my justice. The final call I never return is the only answer they'll ever get. They taught her responsibility. I will teach her freedom.